hot enough for you?
It is indeed. Welcome, everybody. This is day 12 of our 31 Days of August Going Live challenge. And
And
it's indeed bloody hot.
yes, London is having the dog days of summer, which is something we get here. You don't normally get them.
Oh, well, we're going through a massive heat wave. And I've just seen a tweet stating that southwest of England is going through a drought. There are now small towns and villages that are declaring no water.
But there's no climate change though.
Oh, of course not. No, it's nothing to do with it.
Fucking moron. All right, anyway.
Okay, we're swearing now. I better change the settings. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about BrandBird. And BrandBird is a tool that has a specific use case. It is not the Swiss Army knife of online tools. It does one thing and it does it really, really well.
So if you're familiar with Canva, you're going to be familiar with BrandBird.
Yes, the layout, the interface, how it works is relatively the same, and we'll share a screen in a second. But its particular use case is taking screenshots of websites, or even you could put an image in there if you wanted. But if you've ever gone to websites and seen like awesome screenshots, like where they're laid out and there's text and you can do them as explainers, you can create these things using BrandBird. That's what it does.
To be clear, you have to take your own screenshot and upload it.
Not necessarily.
Or can BrandBird take the screenshot itself?
It can actually take the screenshot. So I'm going to
go. That's even better. Sorry, I missed that bit.
So if I hop over into their studio, where you do things, it's screenshot website, and then you go in and you put in your URL. And I'm going to use our lovely FizzPod, our newest project, our newest experiment. And then you select how you want it to look. Do you want it to be a mobile screenshot, or do you want it to be a desktop screenshot? So think of if you're putting together screenshots to show someone how to register for your conference or event, right? You might on a mobile device, you might do the mobile one, but I'll just do the regular here. I'll click the add button.
Wow, would you look at that?
And then it pops it right in there. And then you can do things like they have templates over here on the side. So I can do that, right? Now I can start making adjustments to the image. And this is all with the free version. Like I'm not paying for this. There are things that you can do, like, if you wanted to do a website mock-up, okay, then you're going to pay. You need another,
hence the little lock symbol on those particular features.
Yeah,
but lock. So that's the paid for version. Teasing you with what you could do.
Yeah, and for most people, the free version is plenty.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that I've ever used, I would have a use for a lot of the paid features, but I love that one. You can do the 3D effect.
You could admit it's a lovely looking website, isn't it?
And Murder FizzPod.
Yeah, FizzPod. Go see it now.
But again, really super, super cool tool. Very, very simple to use. And does have a lot of use cases. I can think, registration is one. Taking screenshots of, let's say that you have a hybrid event coming and you're going to have exhibitors who are going to have their booth on the show floor, but they also get their virtual booth. And then we're not going down the road of whether virtual booths are a good thing or a bad thing, but you can take screenshots to show a potential sponsor what they would get for their money.
I can see a really, really good use for this because obviously I'm quite active on Twitter and I see an awful lot go whizzing past. So on the day of registration, you could take a screenshot of each stage of the registration. You can even annotate it using this tool, save off the bunch of images locally, and then you can share them on Twitter to say, if you're registering today, start here. And then you just do a little bit of a text to explain what you're looking at. Then on the next page, you would see this, and so you could do a whole bunch of tweets that tell people how to do a registration on the day of registration.
Absolutely.
And yes, of course, you can do it on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and I believe if you look at if you go to the top middle where you've got the 2400 by 1350, if you click on that, you have image sizes for the popular social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Product Hunt.
Look at all the Facebook ones.
Yeah, because Facebook loves to do that. Much of LinkedIn's halfway there. But yeah, so you can actually set your template size, add in your screenshot or image or whatever it happens to be, and then you could, because you've used a template to get the size correctly, Twitter should actually display it correctly, and the same as Facebook would display it correctly at their sizes.
Now, can other tools do this? Absolutely. You can do this in Canva. You can do this in Photoshop. You can do this in, I think, Pixel. There's one. Yes, you can. However, it's not as automatic and simple as this.
Right. This is the thing. When you say that, you were talking about earlier about tools that are all singing, all dancing, right? The Swiss Army knife of everything. This is one task and one task only. If you've got a social media team or it's just you doing it, and you want to put out as an example, the registration screens for your registration website, then you would use this because it's simply like catch a screenshot, notate, save, and you just go through it. With Canva, you might have a lot more setting up to do. Then you have all these. The more features you have to choose from, that you've got to then take the time to decide which one's the best one. If you just go with what they've got, you're over and done with, and it's done.
Yes. So from a standpoint, if we had to rate it and say use it or don't use it, I'm going to go with use it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm an awkward thing because I use GIMP and Inkscape, and I have a standard look that I keep modifying and it keeps sort of evolving. But that's just me because I like that sort of control. But if you're looking to simply get the job done without going through too much in the way of setting up, this is perfect. So yeah, this is definitely a use.
And it does actually have, speaking of, having control, like how we can't talk. You can actually load brands in here. So if you're an agency, you can put in specific brand colors for client A, for client B, so that you logos, things like that, so that they're already loaded in here to make your rollout or your speed to market, I guess, a lot faster, which is really cool. That is a nice feature too.
Yeah. In fact, you could probably. Well, this is the other thing tool we've talked about. It was Brandly. What was it?
No, Brandy.
Brandy. Right. So you could actually use this tool to quickly create it, upload it to Brandy, and then it becomes available to either your team or to the client. You're not doing this with any complex tools. In fact, you could have quite a reasonably priced laptop where you're working either on site or at a cafe somewhere, and you could just get the job done. So that makes it very cool.
It is. So, okay, here I'm going to kill that screenshot. Here we go. There we go. So I actually like the tool. You discovered it a few weeks ago, been playing around with it. And I'm like, this thing actually does have some cool use cases.
Yeah, I particularly like the way you took a screenshot by just asking it to do so. Because I find if I'm taking a screenshot of a website, then I've got a lot of trimming to do and I've got to get it to a particular size. So that saves time. But I like the sort of like almost 3D look to it because it just gives that little bit of interestingness to it.
Yeah, and we didn't dive into like all the different templates they have, or if you're even a paid customer, the amount of templates and things that you have. Like there are versions where you can do multiple screenshots, and layer them and do all kinds of really, really neat things. But I think for conferences, events, and things like that, it does have a specific use case, which is creating, you can put numbers on things. So it's a great way to document steps, even internally, right? If you've ever had to use a tool like eShow, which can be difficult to learn, as a steep learning curve. But there's a simple task you need someone to do in eShow. You can actually just take some screenshots, number them, and say, this is how you do it.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be some stuff, I suppose, that is going to take a little bit more time. And you might have a graphic designer hanging in wings waiting to be used to do the more complex images. But if they are busy or cost a bit of money, then you might say, okay, no problem. I'll just go and use BrandBird. I'll come up with something really quick, and as in done's better than perfect, as we like to say. Well, as
Yep.
you like to say in particular. Then this will get the job done, and you wouldn't have to bother a graphic designer or pay for their time.
Yeah, and sometimes, whether you're talking about a graphic designer or even if you are someone who's familiar with Photoshop, right? Sometimes those tools, and a graphic designer is a tool, you know, sometimes that's like bringing a nuclear bomb to a duck hunt, right?
Oh,
It's too
it's
much.
it's overkill.
Yeah. So, using a tool like BrandBird allows you to just pop it out, boom, 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 you're done.
Well, if you've got to do a lot of these sort of images, not just for the one client or for the company you work for, or just one client, or you might have a bunch of clients, and using Canva or using Photoshop or Inkscape or GIMP, then the time mounts up. If you can use something like that, as you say, just to go screenshot, make it look pretty, yeah, it looks quite good. That's not a problem, and you're done. You move on to the next one. So, as we were saying in England, a lot less faffing about.
Okay.
No, a lot of expression you've heard of. Okay, fine.
I, I'm heavily entwined in English culture. And I didn't know that one.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
All right. So I think
Okay. So
we've killed. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, in future we'll have a little bullet list itemized thing of English expressions you probably need to have translated.
We might have to.
Yeah.
Ooh, then we'll have to do some Australian ones.
Oh, that'd be good.
We'll get Rob from Joy on. He can tell us all
Yeah. Well,
all
we
the.
could do with an update from Rob anyway. But yeah, it'd be good to have him back and do some really sort of quirky Australian quips and things.
I've been chatting with him quite often, as you know, and I know some of the things that they have coming down the pike for Joy event management platform. They've got good stuff. I am not at liberty to discuss it, but he told me something yesterday. We meet at 5:00 in the afternoon my time, which is tomorrow, the next morning for him, and there was one he told me that they've got in their pipeline. And I went, takes a lot to have me go.
Right. In that case, if you want to know what this is, what special feature that's going to be revealed, we will have it first. Well, at least we'll try to anyway. We'll have it exclusive. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do it now. It's at the bottom somewhere.
Yeah, down there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to be a YouTuber. Just subscribe and hit the bell. Yeah.
Or hit like on the video, because this is on more of Facebook than it is
Wow.
YouTube.
Yes. Anyway.
And on the 15th, we're adding even some more channels here. We're gonna throw Twitter in the mix on that, and then we can throw.
Yeah. So So I take it it's a wrap on BrandBird then.
That is a wrap on BrandBird. So you can find us at bullet-list.com. I did my job, Bob.
Every time.
That is my job.
You like to sneak that. Well, not sneak it in, but you like to get your word in. Yes, and we'll also have a YouTube channel, which I hope you're watching this on. And we're on Facebook with Event Planner News, the page for Event Planner News, the Planner Wire page, and the Bullet List group.
Yes, come join us.
Wouldn't it be great if we just had that at the bottom of the screen, just scrolling along?
I can do that.
Go on then.
Hold on. Do I have anything loaded? Oh no, you know what I still have loaded? I have the one from when Stuart
Okay.
was on the other day.
Oh yeah, but we do have the capability.
That one too.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's cool, isn't it? I'll take it there's no comments or anything like that coming in for this episode.
No, nobody likes us.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares enough anyway.
Oh, there you go. Anyway, all right. So we'll see everybody tomorrow.
So, yeah. Oh, Saturday. What are we doing?
Yeah. Music.
Come and join us for the Meeting Planner Music Club.
I'm bringing it back, man.
Oh yeah. So we're going to share 3 tracks we like each, and we'll try and do more than just talk about it. Maybe a Spotify playlist or something like that.
Yes, I think a Spotify playlist is in order. Unfortunately, because of copyright, we can't just be playing these tunes. I would love to play DJ.
Oh yes.
However, but we'll get those, and then we'll link them right into a Spotify playlist, and then boom.
Cool, brilliant. Okay, so don't forget Facebook. Come and follow. YouTube. Come and subscribe, and join us tomorrow when we talk about